I'm Kate Kelly with America Comes Alive, where you'll find great stories simply told. Who doesn't love the Ferris Wheel? The first Ferris wheel, known as the Big Wheel, was constructed in Chicago for the World's Columbian Exposition in 1893. The fair organizers issued a challenge to engineers in 1891. They wanted an idea so grand that it would compete with the Eiffel Tower created for the Paris World's Exposition in 1889. Inventor and bridge builder George Ferris thought he had a good idea. He submitted his plan for what he called a big wheel. It would be part amusement park ride and part observation tower. The wheel would stand 300 feet tall and rotate vertically, with 36 cabins carrying 60 passengers each for the ride. But exposition organizer Daniel Burnham was planning for all buildings on the fairgrounds to be white. He thought the big wheel sounded ugly and wouldn't fit in with his vision for the white city. The planners made fun of Ferris, referring to him as the man with wheels in his brain. This was not the first time that passengers could ride a wheel in the sky. In the late 1880s, a carpenter in New Jersey created what he called a roundabout. He built 3 of them along the East Coast. They were 50 feet high. George Ferris's plan was much grander. His wheel would be 264 feet high, and since his passenger cabins would each hold 60 riders, the wheel could transport several hundred people. In late December 1892, with the exposition opening the following spring, Daniel Burnham had still not selected the proposal for the one big thing. He finally gave Ferris the go-ahead, but told him the wheel would have to be along the Midway, not on the fairgrounds. But how to build this massive structure with only a few months before the opening? Fortunately, George Ferris invested his own money ahead of time, so he had plans and a working model. As a bridge builder, he had steel manufacturing contacts throughout the country. He farmed out assignments to 9 large steel plants. As the sections were built, they were shipped to Chicago for assembly. The next task was constructing the foundation in Chicago's sub-zero January weather. Ultimately, dynamite created a deep hole, and the contractor piped in steam heat so the men could dig. It was a massive operation. Ultimately, the big wheel cost $380,000 to build. At 264 feet high, it was the largest wheel in the world, 5 times the size of the other wooden pleasure wheels of the day. Everyone was impressed when the big wheel opened for operation by June 21, 1893. Only a few months after the exposition's grand opening. The wheel was a huge hit. 2 revolutions took 20 minutes to complete, and there were 2 landing platforms for loading and unloading passengers. Nearly 1.5 million Ferris wheel tickets were sold throughout that summer. Amazingly, it ran without a hiccup, totally trouble-free, all the way through to the closing of the exposition on October 30th, 1893. It was a perfect experiment that was copied widely at amusement parks throughout the country. And of course, today we have huge imitators like the London Eye, the Singapore Flyer, and the High Roller in Las Vegas. I'm Kate Kelly with America Comes Alive. Look around and see what inspires you.